I don't like this episode. Honestly, I don't like this season. I mean, first of all, I apologize. I've been gone for a little bit. And the reason why I've been gone for a little bit, because I used to really like the Braxtons, but honestly, I'm seeing a whole other side to them throughout this series that I'm not sure I really like. Um, by the way, my name is Tanisha. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Stay updated when new episodes will be posted. I promise I will definitely finish off this season. But if they come back for a second season, I don't think I will tune in because it's obvious to me that there's a lot of coercion going on. There's a lot of fakeness going on. It just looks overly produced, and it's not the fun Braxton Family Values that we're used to. And I get it; it's a new production company that's using it and everything, but you can definitely tell there's a lot of underhanded things going on here. And let me start off. All right, let me go with my notes. So this episode is called Family Legacy, and I gotta say, what kind of legacy are the Braxtons leaving? Because it's a lot. So Tawanda and Trina, they're going off to the DMV to check on, little Kevin, see how he's doing. He just got out of prison. He's going through a lot, obviously having lost his mom. They're celebrating the second anniversary of Traci's passing. And apparently Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr. are talking, so they're just trying to figure out what's going on there. I mean, they're trying to make the episode lighthearted by having them stay at like an Airbnb, Trina and Tawanda, and they're kind of laughing, but it looks so forced. It just looks uncomfortable. Like they make jokes about Trina's husband walking around with just tube socks on. Well, it's like it's not hitting. It's not hitting. The funny parts aren't hitting. It just looks really forced. And then so we skip to another scene where Trina and Tony are talking on the phone, and they're talking about Kevin Sr. and why and basically trying to explain why he's not on the episode. Apologies if you hear a lot of background noise, it's my neighbors, they're just having a whole lot of fun. But going back into the episode, so Trina and Tony are on the phone, they're chit-chatting. And so Tony asked Trina, maybe we should sit down with Kevin and just get his side of the story, because apparently there was a big old rift with the family not going to Traci's homecoming ceremony that Kevin Sr. put together. And so basically that was, and the sisters are upset about it because that went against what Traci wanted. Traci told them that she didn't want a funeral. But even with that too, though, that's still her husband of like decades, longer than all the other sisters marriages put together, if we really want to go there. But I'm not going to tell a grown man how to grieve the loss of his wife. And if they needed that memorial service to help them with their grieving process, then what's it to them? They could have gone. Like the father went, the brother went, the Michael, who was the only brother, only boy in the family, he went. Why couldn't y'all go? The mom, none of the sisters went to the homecoming because they felt like that was going against what Traci wanted. But then Tony's like, well, maybe they had a conversation. Maybe, Tony was like, maybe, Traci's husband, Kevin Sr., and Traci had a conversation towards the end of her life that's saying, you know what, I understand now that the funeral's not for me, it's for you. Maybe you guys need this degree. But then Trina was just going off like, no, 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 that's not what she wanted. I was there towards the end of her life, blah, 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 blah. Trina's the emotional one, but Tony's like, Tony's the Libra, total Libra. It's balancing of the scale. She's trying to make everything, trying to hear the other side of it. And I think Tony's being the mature one in the situation. Because if he needed the memorial to help him in this grieving process, then why not have one? And it wasn't like her body was there; the body had already been cremated, and so it was a homegoing service. And I saw bits of it, and honestly, it was a beautiful ceremony. I don't understand why it betrays. It just seems like the sisters don't want Kevin Sr. to talk. Like they don't want him to say anything. So they're trying to discredit him. And that's why another reason why I don't really like this series is that they're not giving him any platform, any type of voice on this show to tell his side of the story. So you're only really getting it from their perspective. And I don't like that because I feel like there's more than what we're being told. And I think a part of the reasons why, because like I said, Kevin Sr. has a lot to talk about. And actually, just recently, he did an interview on another YouTube channels, and he talked about how he did it in a very respectful manner. He wasn't talking down on them or anything. He was just giving a side of the story that sisters, especially when they were younger, they weren't really friendly to Traci. They always kind of looked down on her, and I think obviously because it was jealousy because she had the longest really marriage in the whole Braxton family. She had more of a stable unit, whereas others were having divorce divorced, remarried so many times. And so I think also one of the questions that the interviewer asked was how close actually was prior to Traci's passing, how close were the sisters to Traci's son, Kevin Jr.? And they said, well, out of 100%, it'll be 20% that they were close, which makes absolute sense. Because in the previous episode, Tawanda kept calling him Scratchy. And I'm like, and even her own children were like, wait, who's Scratchy? He's like, Scratchy, that's Kevin Jr. I used to call him that all the time when he was little. And I'm like, it's just not hitting. It's like you're clearly trying to find some type of connection there because let's be clear, they're not that close. I honestly don't think the sisters are close, period. They're literally geographically and all in separate directions. Even in this episode, Tamar's off doing her own thing, Tony's off in LA doing her thing, and the sisters, Trina and Tawanda, are probably closest. They're going, the ones doing it, going to the DMV, which, I mean, honestly, if they were really that close, they all should have gone together to check on their nephew. That's just me. I mean, if you truly care about your nephew, the mama, all the sisters, daddy, all should have been there at that table checking on him, but they weren't. Just two of them. So I think that's very. I mean, I understand Tony can't travel a lot, but when she is ready to travel, they all should have gone and do it. That's just my thinking. Speaking of Tamar, she was doing a podcast the day they show it on the show, and they dropped it on the scene, and you can definitely tell that this show was edited to make Tamar look better than she did on the Braxton Family Values. She's more demure, she's more quiet, she's more calm now. She's selling candles, she's selling products. I have a new product now that I have out. I mean, highly convenient. It's definitely a good product placement, I'll give you that. I mean, this, and honestly, if we're gonna go there, it's her production company that's producing it, so it's kind of leaned more into her way. Although I gotta say though, despite the fact that I definitely don't like the series, I kind of like the fact that she's not on it as much because I don't believe that reality TV is very healthy for her. I mean, if you've been keeping an eye on what's going on in her personal life, apparently she married that dude that she was talking to and divorced after 45 days. So Mama got a lot going on. So I'm kind of thankful that she's not pouring out so much onto the reality show. I mean, let's see. So let's move on from Tamar because Tamar is a whole nother subject. Let me check on my nose. Oh, so they have the family sit down. So they're at the DMV. They're checking on Maryland, Baltimore area, and so they're checking on Kevin Jr. They're all having dinner. So it's Kevin. So it's the dad, Michael Sr., the brother, and nephews, nieces, and those two as well too. And so Kevin Jr. is having a chance to speak for himself and say, you know what, I appreciate you guys checking on me and everything. If I'm in trouble or if I'm in need, I will reach out. And honestly, I'm the same way. Like, I don't necessarily want people in my sphere of things, but I'm not feeling good. I'm not okay. And so the family's like, well, why do we have to wait till you're in crisis before you reach out to us? And he's just like, he doesn't really give the reason. He just gets quiet. Like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm hurt. Am I sad my mom's gone? Yes, but I'm getting there. And you can tell he's uncomfortable being on camera. And I definitely feel like the family is really forcing him to do this reality show because we find out from the lawyer. Another scene is Trina, Kevin Jr., and the lawyer, family lawyer, is that Kevin Jr. was named guarantor of Tracy's estate, not her husband. So that's caused a bit of a rift between Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr. because why not the husband? I was her husband for all these years. Why is he the guarantor? Why am I not? But he has the sons. I mean, I would think that any money that Tracy had would go to him. So I definitely feel like the sisters and particularly Tawanda is using Kevin Jr. for a storyline because she ain't got that much going on. And I do believe that they're using him because he is the guarantor of her estate, so they need his approval to use pieces of Tracy's face and everything for the show. And so you can definitely tell he's uncomfortable being on camera. He's like, why am I here? I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. I'm going through a lot. Why you got these cameras in my face? So yeah, it's a lot of that. And honestly, final thoughts. All right, so my final thoughts on this episode. Not the best that they've done, not the worst. It was an okay episode. Again, very cringeworthy moments. I feel really bad for Kevin Jr. I just feel like he's being pulled in either direction. I mean, he even says in the episode that he wants to reconcile with his dad because he misses them. But the sisters are like, they just cannot stand Kevin Sr. I think because Kevin Sr. spoke out against the family, and that's why I think they're angry with him because they're basically going against the narrative that they want to tell. And they don't like that. They want to tell the story the way they want to tell it, even if it's not all entirely the truth. So that's I've noticed though it's Tawanda and Trina who are the most vocal. Tony and Tamar are kind of silent on that issue. So, hmm. Anyway, those are my episodes. My thoughts. Out of 10, I would rate this like a 6 out of 10. Like I said, it's just it gets more cringeworthy. So stay tuned because I am going to do the review on the other two episodes that have come out. And I wish you all a good day. See you soon. Bye.